For pedraza and lozada. And when you grow up in a boxing family, things are a little different, and that was the case for Antonio Lozada in Tijuana. He makes his way to the ring, 29-year-old with 40 professional wins. But it was as a 16-year-old, you see him flanked by his father there, that he told Dad, he said, "I'm coming to the gym." And he told his teachers, "I don't need this homework. I'm going to be a fighter." And so off to Dad's gym he went, and he's never looked back. Just over a year removed from his signature win. That was on St. Patrick's Day. And he beat the previously undefeated Puerto Rican Olympian, the well-hyped Felix Verdejo. Lozada, a 6-foot lightweight. We will see if he can use that size and range to his advantage against the former champion. And 11 years ago, Jose Pedraza was an Olympian. 4 years ago, he won his first world title. That was the IBF belt at 130 pounds. And then last year, he won the WBO lightweight championship. And now he marches onward, hopeful that a third weight class can eventually be conquered. Heard that he wants to go to 140. For now, primed and ready at 134.8 on the scale yesterday, after coming down from 160 that he got up to between fights. You go from fighting Vasily Lomachenko at Madison Square Garden on Heisman night to now down here in Florida, opening up a fight card against Antonio Lozada. This is the turnaround for Jose Pedraza, two-division world champ, searching for more in his career, still only 30 years old. So for the first of our two compelling bouts, here's ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and we welcome you to Osceola Heritage Park here in Kissimmee, Florida, as Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated, in association with Tutico Zabala's All-Star Boxing, presents a big night of action coming away, brought to you by Geico. Well, fans, our opening title attraction features lightweights in the ring. We're sanctioned by the WBO with a supervisor, Gustavo Olivieri, along with the Florida State Athletic Commission with the executive director, Patrick Cunningham. Introducing to you our three judges scoring from ringside, Rodolfo Aguilar, Fred Flutie, and Michael Ross. All right, fans, here we go. 10 rounds of boxing scheduled for the vacant WBO Latino Lightweight Championship. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with white trim, hailing from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. His weight 134.4 pounds, with an undefeated campaign for the past 5.5 years. His record stands at 40 wins, 2 losses and 1 draw, with 34 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the hard-hitting Antonio Cañitas Lozada Jr. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing trunks with orange and white trim, hailing from and representing his home of Sidra, Puerto Rico. His weight 134.8 pounds, his record 25 wins, 2 losses, with 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is a veteran of 6 world title appearances, currently ranked the WBO number 6 lightweight contender. Please welcome the 2-division champion of the world, introducing Jose Sniper Pedraza. Pedraza. And now introducing our referee in charge, our third man in the ring, Telis Asimenios.
Gentlemen, you have received instructions in the dressing rooms. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Shake hands, good luck, and God bless.
Jose Pedraza, whose only losses are to Tank Davis and Vasily Lomachenko. His last 7 victories have been by decision. And as we said, guys, sitting there in New York, calling the fight through 10 rounds, pretty impressed with what he was doing against Lomachenko. Then came the 11th, where the pound-for-pound great decided to turn it on.
That's right. That's what the great ones do, Tess. They find a way.
Lomachenko scored a couple of knockdowns. First came from a right hook to the body. So the return of Jose Pedraza.
Well, this fight is a must-win for Pedraza. To me, if he can't be the fighter at this class, on this level, this far in his career, you know, he cannot afford to lose to anyone, and including Lozada right now. Because if he does, he should think about hanging him up. Different level, Tess.
Well, simply put, Pedraza is the better fighter. He's got more seasoning, better pedigree. Lozada has 0 championship rounds. If Pedraza is going to stay in the championship conversation, be it 135 or 140, he's got to not only win tonight, but dominate Lozada.
Yeah, Lozada's, you know, he seems like a fighter that rises to the occasion. You know, he took out Verdejo, you know, last year, and he seems to fight to the level of his competition, Dre.
Yeah, he'll fight up or fight down, and his last fight, he got an 8-round draw against a guy that was supposed to be a tune-up fight, and he told us, he said, I did not take him serious. That's not a championship mentality. Champions take everybody serious.
That was a startling result to me with a guy who had gained career momentum with what he did against Verdejo to go up against a fighter. His name was Hector Ambres, who had a record of 12-7-1, and you come out with a draw. You have to take advantage of the win against Verdejo and gain momentum. Yeah. He's lucky he got away with that.
He's lucky he did.
He fights up or down to the level of competition, to Tim's point.
So the bigger the fight, the harder he fights. He says he's more than ready for this fight. He's trained about 8 weeks for this fight against Pedraza.
Lozada is not a boxer. You look at his frame and you think, well, maybe he can use his reach and use his height. That is not his game. He told us right off the bat that, listen, there are boxers out there and I'm not one of them. I'm a fighter. And we see that right here in this first round.
Both men comfortable in that pocket going to the body.
Lozada right now is putting a lot of pressure on Pedraza. Pedraza's remaining calm and remaining in the pocket at times and landing some vicious body shots left and right to the body of Lozada.
Good job by Pedraza dipping to the left and landing a body shot, but you see the constant pressure from the Mexican, Antonio Lozada.
See, one thing that Lozada's doing is he's letting his hands go, and that's taking care of a lot of defense for him. Pedraza is doing a lot of head movement, allowing Lozada to let his hands go and creating more opportunity for him to land punches.
World title fight with the Marine. Jamel Herring set to come your way. We come to the end of round 1 here. Sit back at 4. That was not the 5th. That was the 5th. Top Rank Boxing on ESPN is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. A lot of fireworks early on here at the Osceola Heritage Park. This was the undercard if you tuned in on ESPN Plus. Boy, did you see first round knockouts. 4 straight first round knockouts to get this card started, as now we settle into a higher plane with the 2-division world champion Jose Pedraza returning here against the 6-foot lightweight Antonio Lozada. Round number 2. In that first round, Pedraza was 21 connects out of 56 thrown.
Tess, to piggyback on what you just said, most of those knockouts, Puerto Ricans were knocked out.
Pedraza from Sidra, Puerto Rico. Here's a classic rivalry, the Puerto Rican-Mexican matchups in the ring. Pedraza currently ranked number 6 in the BO, number 7 in the WBC. Still among that top tier in the ESPN.com divisional rankings at 135 pounds. But as we heard, he plans to move into 140s. He digs to the body, doubling up that left hand. And of course, guys, when you say, why would a guy who's a 2-division world champion, who's still in contention at 135 pounds, decide to move to 140? Free traffic lane there that doesn't include Vasily Lomachenko. Opportunity there. Even though there's some really capable and good fighters there, according, of course, Regis Prograis, Jose Ramirez.
Josh Taylor.
Josh Taylor is something, isn't he?
He's another good boxer. And then Pedraza can move up there, and he boxes very well, as you see right now. Moving right, moving left, confusing Lozada and landing some sneaky counter punches over the top.
Even though Pedraza has more skill and more championship experience, it's tough when you face a fighter like Lozada, who really has nothing to lose. He's not really looking for any one target. He's just throwing, and he's willing to get hit to get his own offense off. So it's going to take time for Pedraza to get his range and figure out how to punch in between the shots of Lozada. Early success for Lozada, but let's see if Pedraza can make the adjustments.
The continued pressure from the tall Mexican.
And see, that's a smart veteran move right there. He stepped in, clinched up real quick, stopped the action, and then got out. Great job by Pedraza. Look at the lateral movement of Pedraza. This is what's creating these lanes right here. Every step you take, create a different lane for a punch, a different avenue for a punch. Pedraza's using his legs to create offense for himself.
The way you slow down a Lozada is with the jab to the head and the jab to the gut. You have to stop him in his tracks so you can regroup and get your shots off. Right now, Pedraza's not using a jab.
It's only landed 9 to this point, according to CompuBox.
Seconds out.
Joe, Tim, and Dre ringside with you. Round number 3 here, Pedraza and Lozada. That is what is coming up on June 15th on ESPN+. It is the lineal heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury, against undefeated Tom Schwartz from Vegas. Everybody just saw what Deontay Wilder did to Brazil. We're going to see Joshua at MSG next week. And then comes Tyson Fury, the lineal heavyweight champion on ESPN+.
Lozada's doing something very smart. He's shooting the jab to the gut of Pedraza. That's one way to slow him down and set up your offense over the top. He just landed a vicious overhand right on Pedraza. Pedraza took it well, but I like what I'm seeing from Lozada.
Joe, you mentioned before that Pedraza wants to move up to 140 on account of Loma. You know, he's not alone. The first guy to do it was Jorge Linares. Pretty good lightweight on his own. Mikey Garcia moved up. The only guy who really wants a belt at lightweight so far is Teofimo Lopez. I just hope he can stay at that weight for a while.
Well, we're going to see if he gets that opportunity. Teofimo Lopez will be fighting Nakatani on July 19th in an eliminator. And then in June on ESPN, Richard Comey's going to fight Ray Beltran. The thought is that eventually Lopez will fight for that IBF belt, and then the winner of Comey-Beltran, Lopez, would face Lomachenko.
Pedraza now choosing to fight fire with fire and fight volume with volume against Lozada. He's standing his ground right now, being the boss. And you see it's working for him. Out at distance, landing body shots.
Christina, what's the early read from the Lozada corner?
Lozada Sr. telling his son that he wants him to work more on the inside, but remain calm. He says, close the exits because eventually we got to get him to stop moving.
Senior, a longtime trainer and promoter back home in Mexico.
The difference right here in this last minute 20 seconds, for Pedraza was the body shots. I mentioned the jab slows down a pressure fighter. The body shots slow down all fighters. Pedraza has committed to the body in this round, and that's why we see Lozada slowing down.
He just did it right there, landing 2 punches to the body and getting out with an angle to the right.
Nobody likes getting hit to the body.
No one.
Good exchange at close range here. Pedraza getting the better of it as an uppercut comes in. Good action to close out round 3 here in Florida. Top Rank Boxing on ESPN. There is the WBO junior lightweight world champion, Masayuki Ito, and you can see how his disposition has changed. Starting to get focused right now as Rudy Hernandez gets the wraps going and gets taped up. Meanwhile, there is the other champion at 130 pounds. The WBC belt holder is the dynamic Mexican Miguel Berchelt. And Berchelt just put on a show with a TKO 6 of Francisco Vargas on ESPN on May 11th. Berchelt didn't even hesitate at all of saying, listen, I'm coming to Florida, I'm sitting ringside, and I want the winner. He wants to unify belts, and folks, he is as dynamic and fun to watch offensive fighter as there is in the game. Round 4 here, and you see Pedraza shouldering on the inside against Lozada and gets the warning from Teles Asaminos, the referee.
I like that move, though, even though it was a warning from the ref. He backed up a fighter who doesn't like to go backwards. Lozada is used to coming forward. When you make him go backwards, he doesn't know what to do. I talked earlier about Pedraza finding the rhythm of Lozada, timing the rhythm, and learning how to punch in between the shots of Lozada, and he's doing that right now to the head and to the body.
It looks beautiful. It's beautiful work. Blocking, countering, catch and shoot from Pedraza as Lozada leans forward and just taking shot, absorbing shot after shot.
Oh, next level stuff that time as he dipped to the left and got the body shot involved as well. He's got that shoulder roll going, working on the inside, then all of a sudden he dips to the left and was able to land that left hand to the body.
Pedraza has shown us 3 or 4 different styles in the last 2 rounds. That's what I spoke about earlier when I talked about pedigree, when I talked about the difference between these 2 fighters. Lozada has one style, press forward.
Yes.
If things don't go his way, he doesn't fight smarter, he fights harder. Pedraza has a deeper bag to go into, and that's what we see him doing right now.
You mentioned pedigree, Dre, and you can see the class differential. And you think about the background for these 2 fighters. Look at the amateur experience. Pedraza 170 fights, Lozada 2.
Not even close.
But you can see it here. Great movement from Pedraza. Every now and then he makes a mistake, he'll pull back. Doesn't be disciplined with his hands, and I'm talking about Pedraza, and he gets clipped. You know, you got to be careful, especially in the later rounds. If you get clipped with those shots, you know, it's a little harder to absorb them because you're fatigued, you're tired.
Lozada, there's an extraordinary number associated with his career. 95 punches around he averages, but no matter what, technique beats volume, especially if you're like Lozada and squared up the whole time.
That's a good point, and it's what we've been seeing here, especially in round number 4.
The sport of boxing is hard enough if you are a guy who's a thinker, but if you have one game plan, this is a hard way to make a living. Because at some point on some night, someone's going to make you think, and right now, Lozada has no plan B.
Well, just hope that Pedraza doesn't get tired, because there's a lot of pressure going on him right now.
A lot of punches being thrown. End of round number 4. Antonio Lozada, the tall Mexican fighter who we've said is a pressure fighter, but the big gap in skill. But you see the output from both men. Pedraza opens up this round having thrown 339 punches. Lozada 273. But Pedraza more effective, landing 35%.
Pedraza just landed a vicious left to the body
Like
of Lozada. That was mean. That hurt. It took a lot of steam out of Lozada.
But Lozada, you still see him game. He's still swinging. He's still here. He's still dangerous.
He knows no other way to fight.
Remember, still to come tonight will be our World Championship fight, and here on Memorial Day, it includes the Marine. Jamel Herring and his amazing life story of overcoming tragedy and adversity. He'll be going up against Masayuki Ito, the world title fight, immediately following this opening 10-rounder here.
Pedraza's rolling those right hands from Lozada. Those are not landing clean. They look like they are, but they're not. Pedraza is in a nice zone right now. It looks like Lozada may be doing more than what he's doing, but Pedraza's causing him to come in, open himself up, and getting hit with counters like he just got hit with right there.
I just don't like those little short shots that Pedraza keeps getting hit with. He don't need to. All he got to do is put his hands up, Dre. When he's moving away, put his hands up.
Had his back against the ropes when both of those landed.
I think Pedraza knows exactly what he's doing. Like I said, he's drawing Lozada in, and he's trying to set him up for a big shot.
Think of right hands coming off that shoulder roll, Dre?
Right hand and the uppers,
Uppercut.
the body shots. You cannot lose sight of these vicious body shots that Pedraza's landing to the solar plex, to the liver of Lozada.
Touch him with that jab to the body as well effectively here in round number 5.
He set something up. He's trying to set something up for over the top with that jab to the body. Trying to bring the hands down.
Yep.
And Pedraza's not running. He's just moving a little bit to the left and the right. He'll bring Lozada in. Pedraza will get off, and then he'll take him around the ring a little bit. He's conserving his energy. He's not moving too much. I like what Pedraza's doing right now.
Meanwhile, Lozada never stops.
He's not going to stop.
Nope. Only knows one way.
But Pedraza is definitely pop shotting from the outside. He feels comfortable. He understands the range now. He understands where he's more effective at. And like you said, Dre, he's not running. He's standing his ground occasionally, as he should. You got to be able to deal with that fire, man.
There's nothing on that. There's nothing on those shots. And he's getting hit with clean shots. Pedraza's hitting Lozada with clean shots right now.
Crowd is loving this action here to close out the round. Jose Pedraza enjoyed a 35-18 connect advantage over Antonio Lozada in that last round. And mentioning the fact of being able to use that shoulder roll effectively, here it is.
Lozada is throwing a lot, but he's not landing a lot. Here's the experience from Pedraza. He landed that one, but then he rolled that one. He rolled that one. And he's looking. Look at the eyes of Pedraza. He's looking to land his big shot. He missed it there, but he's landed a few big ones off of the chin and to the body of Lozada.
Round number 6 here through 5 rounds. Here's how Andre Ward has it. 4 rounds to 1, Pedraza.
You got one guy who's Lozada, who's throwing, and the other guy, Pedraza, who's placing his punches. He knows where he wants to punch at.
Because Pedraza is comfortable now in the pocket, because he's timed Lozada, he's allowing Lozada to do only what Lozada knows how to do, which is punch, and he's trying to get Lozada to punch himself out. And you're going to see Pedraza start to come on as this round progresses.
A lot of defense for Pedraza right now. He's taking a lot of small shots, looking for his opportunity to punch in between the punches of Lozada.
Fellas, it's not just that Pedraza is boxing masterfully. This is supposed to be his comeback fight. We've seen so many guys at this point ruined by Lomachenko. There is absolutely no evidence that Pedraza is one of them.
Lomachenko scheduled to fight Luke Campbell in late summer. That'll be for the vacant WBC belts.
We have a minute left in this round, and you see the punches of Lozada start to slow down. He's still throwing. He's still going to throw because that's who he is, but they don't have the same steam that they had earlier in the round.
Neither does Pedraza, but Pedraza is doing it, just letting his hands go to create some space for himself, to buy himself some time just by touching the shots. Eventually, he's going to turn it up and land something hard on Lozada.
Swooping shots come in from Lozada, and Pedraza right there to answer.
Sneaky left upper right there from Pedraza. Was borderline low.
Seen a few of those tonight, haven't we, Dre?
Yes, we have. mean straight left to the body from Pedraza. That was the punch of the round for me.
Lead left to the body from Pedraza. He turns and gives an angle. Looks to close out this round in style. Oh, there's a left hand. Great action in that last round, including 112 punches thrown by Pedraza, 120 thrown by Lozada. And here's that left hand.
This left hand from Pedraza right there, everything we saw in that last round, it was so Pedraza could open Lozada up and land this right hand. He landed clean. That land a round or two from now could knock Lozada clean out.
Glad you're with us here. Top Rank Boxing coming to you from Florida on a special night to celebrate Memorial Day weekend when the Marine, Jamel Herring, he will be in the ring as a world title challenger. That is coming up after this 10-round lightweight fight. Jamel Herring trying to win a world championship. There are so many of our armed forces, veterans and soldiers and Marines here tonight to see if Herring can make the magic happen. He's fighting Ito a little later on.
Stop! What's behind the head? What are you doing behind the head? You can't hit behind the head. Let's go.
Warning from Asaminos, veteran referee here in Florida.
You can see that the pressure that Pedraza's putting on Lozada's starting to bother him because he's complaining about his head. Look at him complain.
Looking over at the referee again.
Looking for help. A little frustrated. He don't like to be pushed back. He likes to be the boss and come forward.
But I thought that was the kind of fight that Lozada said he wanted.
Christina, what's going on in the corner of Pedraza?
Yeah, and Dre, that is not the fight that the Pedraza corner wants. They said, you are the smarter fighter. You're the better boxer. Stop standing there and letting him hit you and move side to side around the outside.
Look at this pressure, shoulder to shoulder here.
It's smart. You don't allow the longer guy, the taller guy, to use his range.
Good body work from Pedraza. Right hand lands to that belt line. And he's sneaky with those uppercuts as well, as he continues to smother, yet throw. And there's a left hand to the body from Lozada coming in. But Pedraza right in front. And now just a little bit of room for Lozada to try to do his work. Back to the center of the ring.
That advice from Team Pedraza is sound, and it's probably the right thing. But Pedraza's in there, and he feels Lozada breaking down. Pedraza is looking for a big shot to the head off of a body shot, because the body shots are really affecting Lozada right now.
There's another left hand to the body. As you can see him leaning forward, he's primed for an uppercut from Pedraza. 6-foot fighter who's bent over at times with the effect of these body punches. That was a little low, that left hand. That was definitely low, and now you can see the exaggerated limp from Lozada as Teles Asaminos will take control of things. Back to action. End of the round. Getting ready for the world title fight, and it includes the former Team USA Olympic captain Jamel Herring. He was the team captain in 2012 and then went on to an inspired pro career, overcoming great heartbreaking loss and tragedy and so much adversity. And here he is at 33 years old, the New York native and the Marine, with so many Marines ringside to see if he can make the dream come true. Jamel Herring fighting for the world title against Ito when we finish up with our first fight of the night here, and it has been a good one. Controlled by Pedraza, but so much work, high volume from Lozada. In that last round, Lozada threw 129 punches, Pedraza 50, but Pedraza landed 43%. We saw that low blow, that shot to the hip in that last round. There is a big right hand from Pedraza, and now he digs in with uppercuts to the waistline, comes around and hits the accelerator. Look at the former 2-division world champion press it here in round 8. And another left hand to the belt line, and yet another. And now Asaminos gives him the warning for pulling down. Back to action they go. Boy, is this an entertaining fight.
I don't know about that warning, Tess, right in the middle of action. I disagree with that.
Lozada's still throwing, but his head is on a platter right now. Pedraza's trying to set him up for a knockout shot.
And let's see if it's served up. Oh, a digging downward left hand to the body. The body work has been sensational from Pedraza. You know, we heard from Christina between the rounds that the Lozada camp was upset that there wasn't a point deduction with that low blow in the last round, and he digs to the body continuously.
Credit to Lozada, though. He's still there. He's still punching. He's undetoured, and he's there, and he's still looking for smoke.
Pedraza standing right in front right now, looking to pick his shot. The sharpshoot. He was able to curate that right hook with movement. He moved a little bit to his right and came back with the right hook to land and hurt Lozada.
One of the things we're seeing from Pedraza, all the damage he's caused for the last 2 rounds, he switches up better than anybody not named Bud Crawford.
And he has been very effective at switching between stances. And when he is in that southpaw stance, that left to the body has been something.
Lozada is a guy that is not going to quit. He's a guy that you have to knock out if you want him, if you want to beat him in style. He's not going to lay down.
There's a lead left again as he shot it off the hip. And now there's that left hand to the body.
And Pedraza's pulling out all the tricks right now. He's trying to go to the body, back to the head, and Lozada's still standing.
Sweet work.
It is, isn't it?
Beautiful boxing for Pedraza right now.
Fun to watch. With a guy who's willing and a target that's game.
Oh, that.
And Pedraza continues to batter that belt line of Antonio Lozada.
How do you feel? Breathe, breathe, breathe. You let him do everything he wanted to do. What round is it? It's a 9. There's 2 rounds left. We have to go out and win this round. I need you to go with the guard up and fight in the inside with the punches in the inside. How do you feel? Okay, let's go. Breathe, everything's okay. We gotta do it, we're gonna do it. Keep your hands up. There you go, let's go, vamos.
So the encouragement from his father, Antonio Lozada Sr., letting him know how urgent the situation is as he is quick to get across the ring and meet the former 2-division world champion. Look at the total punches as it stands right now through 8 rounds. Pedraza through 8 rounds, 756 thrown. Lozada 647. That kind of fight. A fan-friendly fight.
Joe, I appreciate the father of Lozada urging him on, but he's going to urge him into a knockout. He's not telling his son how to do what he's asking him to do. He's just pushing him forward.
No mouthpiece.
And for a guy like Pedraza, who's setting up the kind of shots that he's setting up and landing the shots that he's landing, a Lozada who keeps pressing forward is only going to be bad news.
I just love when he put his footwork to use, and I'm talking about Pedraza. You know, when he changes angles, switching from righty to lefty, confusing Lozada, and then set up these big counter shots over the top.
Well, we had no mouthpiece, and now we had a decal coming off the back of the trunks. Kind of sums up things for Lozada right now.
Can things get any worse for Lozada?
You know, Lozada's father is a long-time trainer and manager and promoter in Mexico. He didn't want his son to be a fighter, and it's nights like these, you know why.
When you're taking a lot. To this point, he has taken 293 punches. Middle of round number 9 here. Pedraza putting on a show against a very game Lozada. And then comes the main event, the world title fight. As Jamel Herring, American hero, told you the story about the tragedy he has had to endure in life. His daughter would have been 10 years old today. Passed away as a baby. He's inspired, motivated, as everything lines up for tonight. Can he win a world title? We will get the answer to see if the American dream comes true. Right now, it's Lozada on his backside.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are you okay? Come here. Yo.
Under 30 seconds to try to close the show. Pedraza swinging to the head. Asamenos gives it a look. His father stepping up and stopping the fight. TKO victory. Jose Pedraza. .237 power punches were landed to the point of that TKO for Pedraza, but here's the one that counts the most.
Look at that. It was all set up with the jab. Lead jab. Caught him with a nice little crisp shot. Straight left hand down the middle.
That's why Pedraza landed, is because he flicked the right jab and he blinded Lozada, and then he landed a clean straight left. The whole night he's been leading with the straight left, and a guy like Lozada who takes a clean punch, he can compute it, he can see it. When you blind him, you run the chance of getting a knockdown or a knockout like Pedraza did.
The ref stepped in just at the right time. I love the fact that the father got up to save his son because he cares about him and he loves him.
That straight left hand putting the finishing touches on Pedraza's return to the ring after the loss to Vasily Lomachenko. And we will make it official with Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes 34 seconds in round number 9. A referee in charge, Telis Asamenos, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout. He is now the WBO Latino lightweight